bit of fallout now. Brilliant. Brilliant. I love a bit of fallout. Are they equal? Hello beautiful makeup lovers and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm wearing purple. I have a purple background because we have basically a purple heaven palette. Now this is from Plouise. I got it in my budget box and it is a World Full of Wonder palette. Now I do have the gigantic green version and I have a video with that, so I will link that down below if you're interested in that one. But today it's all about the purples and I'm excited to dive into this. Now this palette has 42 shades and yes, I did swatch them all for you. You're welcome. It is another, I've took the drawer out. It is another palette that has a drawer full of shadows as well as this part opening. Now the front of this is beautiful. I will show you close-ups as well as the swatches, but if you press the on button, can you see the lights come on and change the colours, which that is a lovely touch, but I have grown to hate bulky packaging the more that I have collected. So now I'm just like, I absolutely think it looks beautiful. I've got to store these somewhere. The attention to detail is really, really nice. You do have a little, like Aladdin's lamp clasp, and I keep turning it on and off when I can get it open. You do have a nice big mirror. The top part of the palette is more warm toned purples, which I don't tend to gravitate towards. Like, I love purple, but I prefer the cool tones, which is why I like the drawer that slides out of the bottom, because this is more on the bluey side and that makes me very happy. So I'm going to be diving into a lot of these tones today, but before I waffle on anymore, let's jump into the close-ups and the swatches.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be, but they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn, but they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but...
So as you can see, a gorgeous palette. It did swatch like all the other Plouise shades that I own. I do have a lot of Plouise eyeshadow palettes, including Watch the Queen Conquer. Like I say, the green one of this. I have some of the smaller palettes. So far, just from swatching it, it feels a similar quality. I'm not going to be able to use every single shadow on my eyes probably within the next year, to be honest. Now, like I said, I did get this in my budget box and I don't typically get budget boxes, but I desperately wanted this palette and the box. The box was £30 for the budget box, and in it you got the palette. You got, what is this? Shake Off 2022. It is a cleanser. So I'm excited to give the cleanser a go. And also in the box, we did get this lip duo. Inside you get these two products. Now this is fudge. Yeah, it's called What the Fudge. Super cute packaging as usual, and we've got Protect Your Pout, Go Fudge Yourself. This is a lip conditioner. It's got a nice little hook on it in case you want to attach it to your bag or anything like that. I'm always happy to get more lip products. And then the other one that I'm wearing right now, I did pop on a lip liner, and this is the Plouise Stay Shining Super Hydrating Formula. Is it a lip oil? And this is called What the Fudge. And the packaging of this is very extra, let me just say. It smells delicious. It does smell like fudge. It smells like I kind of want to eat it. It looks beautiful and shiny on the lips. However, I hate the doe foot. It's too big, and when you pull this bit out, it's very, very goopy and sort of messy. So I'm not a fan of the doe foot, but the actual product inside, really, really nice. This palette is going to be launching in a collection called A World Full of Wonder, and it launches this Saturday. What is the date today? It's the 11th. And in this collection, there is also a palette that's exactly like this, but it's all browns. Definitely not my cup of tea. And also a brush set. So if you wanted to pick any of those up, that is this Saturday. I'm not sure how much they're going to retail for yet. Like I say, I got my palette in my budget box for £30. Now, it's quite a weighty palette. It's quite chunky. It's going to be difficult to store. It does look quite pretty. I do wish it was slimmer though, I'm not going to lie. And it does say it's got a 12-month shelf life. Shall we dive into some purple heaven? I think I'm going to predominantly be using the little drawer that comes out, just because they're more my tones of purple and it's what I prefer to use. So the likelihood is I'm going to be using a lot of these. I am going to be priming with my Plouise base. For a change, I don't often prime with this anymore. This is in Rumour 01, but everything I'm using will be linked in the description box. I'm assuming these shades are going to be exactly the same Plouise quality and formula as all the other palettes that I'm used to. So assuming that it is, this is more just going to be a play around with the palette, but that is primed. Let's dive into these gorgeous purples because they look beautiful. I think I want to start out with my deepest shade in the outer corner. So I think I'm going to go in with the shade Mystical, which is here. I don't want to go in too deep just yet. So I'm going to go in with this one and see how we feel. So Mystical from the draw shade. These all have beautiful indentations in the pan as well, which I think is amazing. From Plouise, it's just that extra little touch, isn't it? It's pigmented and beautiful. Look how deep that Mystical shade is. I think I kind of want to do a big blown out type of look. I think that is the plan. So I just want to start out with this deeper shade and then we'll work our way through all the purples to the lighter shades. I will say, having looked at the swatches that I did and all of the shades in this palette, there are a lot of shades that are very close in tone to each other, and had this have been a smaller palette, I wouldn't have minded that. For me personally, I don't need every single tiny slight variant of purple, but I know some people will think this is just their perfect purple palette and they won't ever need anything else. Let's just add a bit of that Mystical shade to the lower lash line. I will say, if you are trying to shop your stash or you want something that's maybe a little bit more affordable, not that much more affordable, I don't imagine, the Beauty Bay Midnight palette is a fantastic one for purples, and you get so many if you get the big version of that. Okay, this is kind of just a rough placement until we start to work on the blend between all the shades, but I think I'm kind of happy with that first shade. Then I think I want to go in with the shade Moonlight, which is this one here. I'm not sure how much lighter it's gonna look on the eye, hopefully a lot. I want more of a mid-tone shade, so I'm just gonna stamp this on the edge to begin with and hope that it is quite a bit lighter. Is there much of a difference? Maybe I should have used something a little bit lighter than this. It was just the kind of tone that I wanted. So I think I might go into a bit of picturesque because that shade is possibly my favourite matte shade in the palette. Let me just clean off my brush. I love a shade like this, and I'm just going to stamp that on the edges, which is more of a pastel-y leaning shade, so it might cover up what's underneath, but that's okay because we will definitely go back through the shades. I'm just going to switch to a bigger brush and start slowly pulling that shade out a little bit more, bit by bit, not too much too soon, otherwise it gets a little bit too crazy. Just flicking it out, even going over the tail of my brow, I'm not bothered about that. This highlight, man. This is the Cosmic Brushes new highlighter palette, by the way. The Blueberry Muffin shade. Just wow. Then I'm going to sort of go back through the previous shades, and this is going to be a bit of a process. And I'll probably do this a few times before I move on, just to make sure I'm happy with the blend and how everything's looking. Then I think I want to use the shade Phenomenon, which is this one here. It's more of a purpley purple, you know, rather than a bluey purple. And I just want to incorporate that leading toward the inner corner a little bit. Then I think I want to go into New Horizon, which looks like a gorgeous light pastel purple, because I love me a pastel. And I'm just going to press that near the inner corner and just above the previous shade. These tones together make me so happy, which is why I knew I really wanted this palette when I saw it sneak peeked like a real long time ago. I wish brands wouldn't do that. Like, do it a lot closer to the time. I wonder if she's going to keep releasing these palettes in lots of different colourways. That's going to be interesting to see, because now we have the brown one that's releasing at the same time as this. I feel like Plouise is Marmite with her products. People either love the aesthetic and the packaging and the products, or they really, really hate them. So please do let me know in the comments which one you are. Just going back in with that other purple, because that pastel did kind of cover it up a bit, which is, you know, it's what pastels do. And I will just continue on the lower lash line with like the shades that I've already used, Picturesque and just all the different purples basically. We're just gonna plop them on the lower lash line. I think I'm gonna jump off and do some sort of cut crease. Then we can come back and play with some shimmers. Okay, that is the crease cut, and I want to play with some of these delicious shimmers, but which one? I feel like we definitely need to use Life Changing, which is the light shimmer down here. It's a little bit crumbly, it doesn't want to pick up. And I want to put that toward the very, oh, that is, okay, that is beautiful. It is worth the crumble. It's definitely purpley lilac, but with a blue reflex. It is insanely beautiful. Oh, the pan of that one looks horrific now, and it is so, so crumbly. I think then I want to go into my command, which is this shimmer here. Let's hope this one isn't as crumbly and it's a bit easier to pick up. Oh, it's a little bit crumbly. And just fill in the gap. Oh, I've got a bit of fallout now. Brilliant. Brilliant. I love a bit of fallout. Oh, that shade is incredible though. This one's more of a plummy with a blue kind of shift. Oh, super crumbly. And back in with a little bit of the purple mattes just on the edge of that shimmer. And I'm feeling maybe gems with this look, and I did think about possibly attempting some clouds, which is a scary thought considering how much I like this look at the minute, and it could totally be ruined. Okay, I'm going to use my Arttitude Cosmetics Split It Painter's Paradise palette, and I want to line that cut crease, and I want to line it with this gorgeous lilac pastel shade here because it'll just make it stand out a little bit more. And if there's a blue or purple look, I love to use this palette to line a cut crease like this. So let me just jump off and do that because there's no way I'm doing that bit on camera. Are they equal? I don't know, but this is what we've got. I feel like I might do some little stars with this water activated liner. Okay, well they didn't go horribly. I'm quite happy with how that's looking. Now I might attempt some clouds, and I'm going to use, where's my bases? I'm going to use my Plouise Fresh Ink Re-White paint and maybe a little bit of the shade Ibiza. Maybe, am I going to regret this? Okay, so I attempted the clouds. I don't think they're the worst clouds I've ever seen in my life. I also don't think they're the best. So I did use the three paints, the shade Ibiza, Ecstasy and Re-White from Plouise for the clouds. I did also go in with some Pearly Pearls. I think I got those from Amazon. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find them to link them, but I don't know. I think it's come together. And I did use, oh, tiny little stars, silver stars. Again, I think from Amazon. It's really fun if you just type in like nail art things and then you can stick them near your eyes and it looks super cute. So this is the vibe we have got. I'm going to jump off, do my mascara and lashes, and then we can see the overall thing. But so far, I mean, it's making me smile. It's a purple dream. Okay, have we achieved the objective of Purple Heaven? I feel like this is kind of Purple Heaven. I'm loving the gems that are going with this. They stand out so well against that gorgeous purple and the water activated liner. Okay, the clouds aren't perfect, but I think overall it's quite an effective look. Also, lashes may also not be stuck on perfectly. Let me tell you, it's hot in this beauty room. Very, very hot. And these inner corners of the lashes are just not my friend today. I had fun, and I think that is one of the most important things, especially when you're playing with makeup, trying new palettes. Sorry, I'm just trying to clean my lash glue. It's already getting dirty and I've hardly used that one. Obviously, I did just use this part of the palette, and I knew I was probably going to, because these are the tones that speak to me the most, just because I like cool tone purples. I like things that lean a little bit more blue, a little bit more lilac, so I knew I was gonna prefer that. I do feel like this part of the palette is very pink leaning, which is probably why it didn't draw me in so much, but I can definitely do another look with this palette and incorporate this side if you would like me to do that. Please do let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think to this look. I have to say the formula from Plouise is more or less what I know it to be. The shimmers were a little bit difficult to pick up on a brush, and they definitely needed to be sprayed so that there wasn't any fallout, so I would recommend doing your eyes before your base. But yeah, the mattes were absolutely gorgeous, the ones that I tried. Obviously, I can't be trying every single shade in that palette because it's a big one. It's a big one. I mean, I'm gonna try and attempt so that when I come back to you and give you my final thoughts when I've reviewed it quite a few more times, then I can let you know more in depth of how I feel. But from the shades that I've tried today, especially the mattes, like the matte formula from Plouise, I really, really enjoy. The shimmers look spectacular. Little bit crumbly, little bit difficult to work with, but we got the result that we wanted. Let me put on a little bit more of this. Apart from the goopiness in the gigantic wand, it's really, really nice, and it smells divine. So please do let me know, guys, are you going to be picking up this palette when it launches? Are you going to dupe it? Are you going to shop your stash? Let me know the palettes that you think it's most similar to, and hopefully, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.